Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at a person and he's lost most of his hair, as is the
Mm,
case, then you say that the person is bald. That means his hair
yeah.
is not going to grow anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's very
in the
very
West,
common.
yeah, it's very
Mm.
common in the West even. Some
Also
people,
in China.
I don't
Mm.
know why some people lose the hair very early on. Some people lose the hair when they are 30 years old.
Yeah. It's very common in the young people in China. Yeah.
That's
People,
natural.
uh, because of the pressure or
Oh,
other sort of things, the young generation starts to lose their hair in a very
mm,
early age. Yeah.
yeah,
And some may have a very severe problem
mm,
of their hair, so they will leave a bald hairstyle.
yeah.
Mm.
It's not very attractive, but people get used to it.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
better to yeah, that's better than with their hair losing all the time.
yeah, that's true. Would
Mm.
you mind if you lost your hair?
Yes, yeah, mm,
Yeah,
yeah, and
and mm,
we are really uh, worried about our hairs in China. Yeah, the young people.
and
Because you are too stressed out, yeah, it's very easy to lose your
yeah,
hair. Mm,
in the West, they also try to grow the hair again. So they
mm,
have a hair transplant.
yeah,
So some men go for
same
a hair
here.
transplant. It's very
Mm.
expensive, but I don't think it
And
works all the time.
yeah, also that's the point. It doesn't work all the time. Although they
Yeah.
transplant, yeah, on their hair, still, it still loses their hair. Yeah.
The other thing is, as a man grows older, some of them they have a receding hair. So on the head, the hairline goes back, and so they lose,
Mm.
begin to lose part of the hair, and that's what you call receding.
How do you pronounce that word?
Receding,
Receding hair.
yeah, receding hair. That means they're losing the hair. It's
Mm,
most of it is gone. Gradually they
mm,
lose it,
mm,
and they
yeah.
will then end up being bald. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Mm, it's even worse to lose your hair from the from the middle of the.
Yeah, you look at your face and you see that your forehead goes keeps going back and it doesn't look very nice. Yeah. And I suppose for the old men,
Mm,
some men, young men, they start having gray hair by the
mm,
time they are in their maybe 60s, and it turns gray and eventually it turns white. So
mm,
people are very conscious of the hair, especially girls. If their
mm,
hair turns gray, they feel that, age is telling on them. And
mm,
a lot of girls would just dye the hair to
mm,
get rid of the gray hair.
mm,
In fact,
yeah.
a lot of my friends also dye the hair.
Mm,
Um, my son's girlfriend is a hairdresser, and she sees some of my white hair at the front, and she says, I can dye some of that hair for you so it looks
mm.
better. I say, no, don't bother. At my age, I don't think I need worry about that.
And it's also not good to your hair.
Yeah, to keep dyeing it.
Mm,
It's very, very popular in the West to have your hair dyed.
mm,
They call it highlights. Highlights because you can put different shade of colors into your hair.
mm, mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Highlights.
yeah. So you can have a shade of gold and
Mm.
red and whatever color you want.
And what are fair and ginger haired? Fair.
Fair hair means that you're like blonde. The hair is very light from yellow down to almost white, but not the white that says that you are an old person. It's just that it's very fair and light. And
Why is called fair
fair
hair?
hair, it's always been fair, meaning that it's very light. Fair as opposed to dark. So you have fair
Mm.
hair, like you got blonde hair or yellow hair, and you
Mm.
got dark hair, which is like brown going on to black. That is dark.
Mm. Yeah.
Ginger
And
hair is for ginger hair. On the other hand, is like a sort of a golden yellow. Like
mm,
it's hard
golden
to
yellow.
describe the color, but when you
Mm.
look at the cats, there are ginger cats,
Mm.
and that is the color.
Oh,
Yeah,
ginger carrots. Yeah.
it's just like a orangey ginger color. Like you look at ginger, it's a very light shade. You you intensify the color, so it becomes like orangey and very sharp.
Mm.
Not many people
Yeah.
are ginger haired in this country. It's
Mm.
very unusual.
Yeah. Mm. Okay.
The other one is auburn. Auburn is like a deep brown color. Um, you can say
Deep
brown or you
brown.
can, yeah, deep
Mm.
brown, auburn. Sort of reddish brown.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is complexion? Complexion
Complexion.
is
Your
what? Yeah.
complexion is the color of your skin. Like they
Oh.
say you got a very fair complexion. That means your face looks very fair. You got a very
Mm.
spotty complexion, means that your face has got lots of pimples and spots. So
Mm.
overall, the complexion is just the the shade of your skin, whether it's
Mm.
good or bad.
Mm. Okay.
Next, we come to the build. The build is how you are in terms of your size, whether you're big or small or tall or short. So if you
Mm.
say somebody have got a very strong build, very broad shoulders, then you tend to be big. When
Mm.
somebody is very tiny and small, then you have got a
Mm.
very small build. This build is like what you are born with. Like for
Mm.
example, the girl, she's very tall and she has got broad shoulders, so she's got a big
Mm.
build. Whereas somebody
Mm.
else might be small build and
Mm.
they're very short.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can say that person is plump, meaning that she's fat. Just another word
Mm.
for saying you're fat. So you're very
Mm.
plump.
Plump.
Stout, yeah. Stout is you're very strong, very
Mm.
big. And then you can say you're a bit overweight. That means you have put on some weight. So you're
Mm.
not like a normal slim person. You are a bit
Mm.
overweight or you've put on
Mm.
weight.
Yeah. Put on weight.
For a man,
Mm.
for a
Mm.
man, you can say he is well built or muscular. Muscular is normally these days, those boys, they like to become muscular by taking on weights and
Mm. Yeah.
bodybuilding and
Yeah.
going to the gym. So they
Mm.
like the look of being a muscular man.
Mm. Yeah. It's very common here too.
Yeah, gyms are very, very popular.
Yeah.
And then you can say a person is obese. Obese means that you are really on the fat side. Like children, if they eat a lot of chips and carbohydrates and fat,
Mm.
then they tend to be obese.
Mm. Yeah. Is it an adjective?
Yeah,
Obese.
obese. Yeah. And in this country, they are a bit worried about the children at school because they tend to eat all the fats and fatty food. chips and crisps and
Mm,
sweets. So a lot of sugar and carbohydrates, and then they grow fat.
yeah, yeah.
I think on the whole, the girls in China are very slim, and the girls in
Mm,
Malaysia are also very slim. But the girls in the West are all
mm,
they're not fat, but they're
mm,
on the bigger side.
yeah. Uh, in China, generally the young generation they are getting, especially children, they are getting uh fatter and fatter. You know,
Oh,
their weight, yeah, is getting larger, more
yeah.
heavy, yeah, heavier than their last generation, than their previous generation. But the secondly, you know, you have, just like you said, the Chinese girls, women, generally speaking, they are very much slim, much more slim than the
The
West
Western.
girls
Yeah.
and women, because Chinese parents are really care about their daughters' weight, and yeah, because they will not allow them to eat too much. Most of
Oh,
them, yeah, will do that. Just like uh, my girlfriend, she used to be very fat in her early, yeah, in her six, no, not six, 3 years old. Yeah, she showed me her pictures at that time. Yeah, she was so fat, yeah, when she was born. But
yeah, because they like
her
to feed their
parents just
babies.
control, yeah, controlled, you know, the food. You know, if you
The
let the
diet.
children choose, they will always choose the sweet and
Yeah.
fatty food. Yeah, so
Mm,
parents, yeah, I really care about their daughter's food. They will not
yeah.
allow them to eat too much sweet and fatty food.
Yeah. In fact, um, my grandson, the one
Mm-hmm.
who is 3 years old, when
Mm-hmm.
he came to our house before the lockdown, he would like to have chocolates. And he would say, Mama, can you give me some chocolates? So he will follow me upstairs to my room and I will give him a chocolate and he's so happy. But
Mm-hmm.
and then I take him downstairs and I ask his mom and said, is he allowed chocolates? And she said, okay, let him have it. But they do control his intake of chocolates because they say that it's not good for them. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
when I was bringing up my two boys, when they were at
Mm-hmm.
school, much older, we used to go to the supermarket together and they would go to the aisles and choose what they want to put into the trolley. So they would usually put a lot of chocolates and sweets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I never cut down on the
Stop it.
intake.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they stocked up and they seemed to be okay because they did a lot of sports. So it didn't
Mm.
have any effect on their weight.
Yeah.
But I agree that, it's better to keep an eye on the children's
Mm.
diet. Don't give
Mm.
them too much sugar. But at the
Mm.
same time, don't deprive them of all this nice food because otherwise, when they meet their friends, everybody has tasted the chocolates except you. So it's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
okay. So as you know, you are slim or skinny, although we tend not to say skinny because skinny means that you're really, really very, very thin. And
Yeah.
you can say you got a very nice figure. So that means your figure stands out. Um,
Mm.
Everybody likes to
Mm.
look at it because it's slim but attractive.
Yes. Yeah. Mm.
And we'll go on to general appearance. So when the person dresses well, you can say that they look very elegant and smart, especially
Mm.
girls who go to work. They would dress
Mm.
in the right uniform, like a
Mm.
smart jacket. So they will look very smart and elegant and
Yeah.
always well dressed.
Yeah.
For a husband, I mean, the opposite is like they are very untidy looking and they're very messy looking and they're very scruffy. Scruffy is
Mm.
like you don't wash yourself, your hair is hanging down and your hair
Mm.
looks very greasy. That is scruffy
Mm.
looking.
Mm. Yeah, scruffy looking and
Yeah,
untidy looking,
very untidy looking.
messy looking.
Yeah. Um, some people say that you look at a girl and you say her eyes are her best feature, that um that they really stand out. What do you think as a boy? Do you think a girl's best feature is her eyes?
No, it's
I don't know
hard.
why they say that.
Um, maybe every boy or man has their opinion.
Yeah. Some people will say she's got the loveliest smile because when she smiles,
Mm,
it melts your heart. That means
mm,
she can ask for anything and you give it to her because her
mm.
smile is so bewitching. That
Yeah,
means
yeah.
it's so attractive.
Smile. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's the most attractive part
Yeah.
of the face. Yeah.
Mm. I think you don't have to be beautiful, but everybody can smile. And when you
Mm,
smile, it doesn't cost you anything, but it will go a long way to keep somebody happy.
mm, yeah. But it needs a lot of training. Yeah.
Training.
Training. Yeah.
Why?
Because if you hardly smile to the people who uh, the people around you, it's just very hard to start to smile
Oh,
to them. Yeah, people
yeah.
usually smile to the people
You
who
know.
had helped. Yeah,
Mm.
who had helped you, you know,
Yeah. Mm.
and usually they will not smile to a person
A
that they don't
stranger.
know, a stranger. Yeah,
That's why people
especially
say,
especially in the big city. Yeah.
like, for example, when you go to an interview, you should smile at the interviewer because
Mm,
um, you will look more relaxed and it might be the finishing touch to getting that job.
mm. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So first impressions are always important, like especially when somebody seeing you for the first time at an
Mm,
interview, and they will get a first impression of you. Like they might think, oh, she's very confident and she talks very fluently and she
mm,
knows what she's talking about. So that first
mm,
impression will secure you your first job. So it is very important.
mm.
Okay, I think we finished this chapter. Unless you've got any questions to ask me.
Uh, no, actually, no.
Okay.
So, we can stop here.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.